All right, so hopefully you have drawing the crewmate down and you've kind of decided on a theme for your final paper. So I did grab a piece of drawing paper. Remember, drawing paper is that thinnest paper that you've got. It's not quite computer paper. It's a little nicer than that, but it's also not super textured or super thick, okay? So what we're gonna do from here is decide, okay, where are your crewmates going? Like, where are they? Are they on the moon? Are they on a spaceship? Are they in a garden? Are they at school? So you need to give them a setting, and you almost need to draw that setting in before you do anything else. So it can be super simple. It doesn't have to be overly detailed, but if you want to go into detail and draw like the Millennium Falcon, go for it. It's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple and do like a basic landscape. So I'm going to give some hills in the foreground. I'm going to put, a bush over here. So then I would take my eraser, lost my magic rub. So like if this is a bush over here, maybe I make a tree over here. Talk about kind of adding some detail into my tree. We don't want it to look like a kindergartner did it. You guys are better than that. So I'm going to give some branches to kind of fill out parts of our tree a little bit better here. And then I can go ahead and add in some bigger areas of leaves and whatnot. All right, that looks pretty good. Obviously it needs some cleaning up, but you get the idea. All right, so tree, bush, and then I think I need another like kind of layer of land in the background here. And I could even like, if I wanted to, I could add some like mountains in the backdrop. Because I chose to just kind of put our crewmates on Earth somewhere sort of, excuse me, landscapey. All right, so once I kind of have a basic setup of my setting, where my crewmates are gonna go, now I need to actually put them in, okay? So I'm gonna have one sneaking kind of behind this bush over here. So you wouldn't see the whole dude. His backpack is completely covered, and that's okay. And you can flip them if you want to try to draw one in reverse where it's facing the left. That's totally fine. Let's see. You can have some out in the open. They don't all have to be hiding, because that's not very much fun to like add their disguises in. It probably really depends on what your theme is in general. If you're doing an Avengers theme and you're on, a different planet or something like that, it could be very barren, and it could just be that your disguises are really detailed versus your background being really detailed. So it's kind of completely up to you and whatever sort of theme you come up with as you are creating. So let's see, I'm going to put, I feel like I'm going to make my guy like sitting on a picnic blanket over here. So I'm going to draw another one. So I cannot wait to see what you guys kind of come up with and how you create. And there's this guy's backpack. So like I could add a checkerboard to this blanket. So it looks kind of like a classic red picnic blanket, but that's kind of fun. If you wanted to make one super teeny tiny in the background, that's fine. The minimum is 3, so you need 3 crewmates minimum as a part of your landscape. So it's completely up to you. And maybe I have a guy hiding up here. in the tree. So there he would be up there. Okay, so this one that I've kind of created here is a little bit more focused on the scenery. Okay, so let's talk about, you know, Ms. Vance, I'm not really great at this whole detail and scenery thing, but I am really good at drawing the crewmate. So if you want, I'm going to flip this over and show you kind of plan B. Actually, I'm going to grab a brand new sheet of paper. 1 second. All right, I've got that second sheet of paper. So, you know, we talked about this being scenery focused and more detailed focused, and my crewmates are actually sort of less important maybe. So if we want to do the opposite, you could kind of have fun and just do more of a collage, and you could kind of ignore placement as much and just really get into the design of your crewmates. You know, so I'm making like one larger one, and then maybe, you know, coming up here, turning him at an angle. And making some smaller ones. But again, you still need at least 3, so that doesn't change. Start drawing light, so I'm drawing lightly, right? It might be even a little bit difficult to see on camera, I'm sorry. Draw light till you get it right. You don't really want to draw heavy because then you limit your options when you go to color later and shade. Okay, and then maybe another one over here, kind of medium-sized. He's going to kind of overlap with this front guy too. And there's his backpack. All right, so I could maybe even add like one more down here, but I need the minimum of 3. So 2 completely different approaches. One where you're telling a little bit more of a story, you've got a little bit more happening in the background and a little bit more depth. This one, really just going for the Among Us crewmate characters and focusing on their disguises and their detail that you're going to put into those. So figure out which works best for your project and your theme, and let's go ahead and get going on that final paper, and we'll talk about coloring next.